Hey guys, it is Starfruit celebration day here at Dirty Nose Garden, and that's because today I went out and I bought a few trees, and one of the ones is this carambola, aka Starfruit. This is a Kari variety, and it's pretty young. It's because these trees get real expensive when you buy the big ones. So what I'm doing is I'm planting this guy back here where I can give him as much protection as possible. So I have one of these trees already, and when these are young here in Arizona, you gotta find a good spot for them to protect them, because the graft is just this tiny little spot here. And so I planted one of these, and it's died back below the graft line, so now it's just rootstock, and it hasn't ever flowered for me, and it's not in the best spot. So what I'm hoping here, if you're in Arizona and you're wanting to plant one of these, find a nice spot where it's kind of protected from the elements, and the elements are hot, cold, and wind. And so this spot here, if you look, this is the south wall, so this is going to get protection, a little bit of protection from the sun. This is to the west, so as the sun sets, this wall is going to give it some afternoon shade. And then it's also got some protection from these other trees. This here is a red Malaysian guava, and this is a Mexican cream guava. And so the other thing I've done is I've kind of set it up so that these two trees here that are a little bit sensitive to the cold, I have them set here so that if I need to at some point, I can get a heat source in this area here, and kind of hopefully just with the density here, we can kind of trap some of this heat in this area, so that I don't have to constantly come out here and protect these. Now when they're young like this, if we get a freeze, I'm going to have to protect it. I'll cover it, I'll put a heat source on it, but as it matures, the idea is this spot will be good for it. So the soil has already been amended, so I don't have a whole lot to do. I'm just going to dig a hole, plant it in there. You can see here the sulfur that they used at the nursery. This is to acidify, so I'll probably broadcast some in this area here just to give it some acidity. I do that anyway a couple times a year, so that's what it's going to need. And then I'll just water it and just hope that we don't get any more frost. It's February 13th here, so we should be hopefully kind of past that. We'll probably have a couple more cold nights, but hopefully nothing down below 36 or 37. Hopefully that's the plan anyway. So I'm gonna get started digging this hole. Should be pretty quick and easy, just simply because, like I said, this hole's already prepped. So I'm gonna start on that now. Okay, so I got the hole dug here, and so when I'm placing this, I want this tree to stick up just a little bit above the soil line here, so that the water will kind of pool out around this. And then if I have this up a little bit higher than the rest of the dirt here, that'll keep the mulch and stuff off the trunk of this, because you don't want to get mulch right up on the trunk piled up there for too long. So I like to plant my trees just a little bit above grade here. And so then we have this berm. This berm here comes around and kind of just going to trap the water back in this area for it. You can see I already plumbed it because I was thinking ahead. I knew I'd want to plant a tree here at some point, so I just need to put a water head on that. I got the mulch piled up here already. Everything's ready to go. So now, as far as amendments go, I'm going to add some azomite rock dust. I like to add this to all my plantings, so I'll put that into the dirt here. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of fertilizer, because it's time to fertilize. If you haven't already, you're going to want to get to that. And then I'm going to pull this guy out. Alright, so then got this mixed up here. Put some down on the bottom here because I want to make sure it's level. And so I'm going to put this back in, give it one more trial fitting before I take it out of its pot. Okay, so that's the way it looks. You can see it's going to set up maybe about 2 inches above grade, which is perfect for me. And then this berm is up about 4 inches, so I'll keep the water in here in this area. And so now I'm going to go ahead and pull it out of its pot, get it planted in its hole, and I like to use mycorrhiza at the bottom of the hole. This stuff just helps kickstart the life underneath the soil. So I'm going to add some of that in. Okay, just about like that. And then I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to get it in the hole. Alright guys, check it out. Got it planted. That's how you do it like a boss. Not really, but see, I forgot that I don't have one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to water with the hose from here. So I want to simulate the airflow or the water flow. So whenever I plant a new tree, I like to kind of, before I put the mulch, I like to make sure that the water is going to flow properly. Because I've had it where I've planted these trees before, turn on the water and the water doesn't go anywhere near the tree. And when they're young like this, the root ball is just, you know, it's within 6 inches of the trunk. So I need to make sure when I turn this water on, as it starts getting warmer, that this thing's getting plenty of water down to the roots where it needs it. And so while they're young like this, they're going to need a lot more water. So I'll be watering this thing every couple days for a while. Probably have to hand water it for the most part. So I like the way it's going. It's flowing right around the base. So it's all good here. I just got to go up to Home Depot and pick up a little valve for that. Alright, so if you stuck around this far, I got a little surprise for you. While I was out today buying this tree, I went out by Seamus O'Leary's place and he had carambola starfruit, the actual fruit for sale. And so I bought a couple of those. So I'm going to go inside and we're going to do a little taste test and I'll just kind of show you what the fruit's like. Obviously this is probably a different variety than what I have inside, so it won't taste exactly the same, but it'll kind of give us an idea. Now we have had, I have tasted this fruit before. The actual Kari variety is very, very good. If you haven't had them, they're delicious. So I'm looking forward to getting some fruit off this guy. I've been waiting a long time. Like I said, I planted one a couple years ago and it just never did anything. So anyway, there it is. That's our starfruit tree. If you hold on for a minute, I'll go inside and we'll cut up some starfruit. You can take a look at that. Okay, here we are inside. And you can see this is ripe. It's yellowish orange color and just kind of brown on the tips. This is what you're looking for these to be ripe. This was green a couple days ago and it's been sitting on the counter and it's kind of ripened up. And it smells really, really good. And then this is the sticker that was on it. So I don't know what variety it is, but we're gonna go ahead and taste it anyway. So these things cut really, really easy. You can see why they call it starfruit. Want to try a piece? Alright, we're going to go ahead and give this a taste here.
That one's better.
It's really good. So what this tastes like to me is a fully ripe June plum. If you've ever had one, it tastes very similar to that. If you've never had one, it has kind of a, my dog smells it. It has kind of a pineapple flavor, and the texture is also kind of similar to pineapple, I'd say. But these are really good. So I'm really looking forward to that tree producing. Probably going to be a couple years yet before I get much harvest on it, but it's going to be worth the wait. All right, guys, quick wrap up here. Got the water going. Got the mulch down. Just gonna chunk here a little bit. And then the last thing I want to do here is, you can see this is where the graft is, right here. And this piece of growth right here is below the graft. So I want to pull that off. That's not going to do us any good. Other than that, now I just got to I'm going to do one more thing here, probably stake that up, and then I'm just going to do my best to take care of this thing, and hopefully we'll have some starfruit in probably 2 years. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.